part 2 of a long story, and you need to watch part 1. Did you watch part 1? If you did you subscribe? So let's find out what Sergeant Diamond did. And Sergeant Diamond says, "Look at that fool! What is he wearing? Why is he naked here?" And then he proceeds to run to the guy and slap his stomach. And then he returns to us like he belongs with us, like we were walking around as though we are endorsing slapping sunbathers in this place. And you know, in North America, there are many instances in which you are like the only black person who is there, and you feel like you're carrying the rest of your race on your shoulders. So being associated with a guy who's slapping people, it wasn't the thing that we wanted to put out there. But there was no way that we could have a conversation and say, how do we drop this guy? How do we leave him behind? What do we do? So Bathan had a great idea and made us walk around the beach area, back to the street, back to Queen's Quay, and turn to go back to our building. Because we couldn't shake Sergeant Diamond, and I'd seen something in her eyes that made me understand that this situation was actually more serious than I was taking it. Because I was engaging him in conversation, he was saying some crazy stuff. But I study people, it's what I like to do. But Bathan wanted to drop him, and so we turned around. And also, this is something that usually happens to me. And I'm sure I'm attracting it somehow from the universe. I like to think that it's because I'm kind and I smile at people and try to make people feel comfortable. I have a sign on me that is saying, talk to this person because they're going to listen to what you have to say. As we're walking back, I see that in his pocket, he has a bottle of Captain Morgan's. And if you don't know what Captain Morgan's is, it is a brand of rum. It is an alcoholic drink. And usually mix it with other stuff. But he was drinking it like straight up, like pulling it out of his pocket and then back into his pocket. And since the bottle was mostly empty, this guy had been drinking most of the day. And it wasn't one of those small bottles that you can get, or even the medium-sized one. No, guy had deep pockets. He had a bigger bottle. We'd made the mistake of not taking any money because at any point we could have gotten on one of the streetcars and sort of disengaged ourselves from him, because then he would have had to pay a fare, which I doubt he had. But we also knew that we couldn't walk towards our own building because we didn't want him to know where we lived. And when we got back to the Weeping Willow, his friends had gone. So it wasn't like, oh, there are your friends. Okay, we're going to go now. Bye! We couldn't do that. Bathan came up with an excuse. I don't even remember what it was. And she said,
okay, so bye. It was really nice meeting you, Sergeant Diamond, but we really have to go because there's this other thing that we need to...
And he was really gracious, drunk, but gracious. And he shook our hands and said goodbye. And so then we hurried off and we had to take a long circuitous route back to our building. And the residential buildings in Toronto require you to have a key that opens the door, that opens the front door. So you can't even get in unless you have the little swipey thing that lets you inside the building. So we take this long circuitous route back to our building, back to our farts, back to our recycled breathed air, and for a while swear off walking down at Queen's Quay. Later that summer, we were walking along College Street, and guess who we see? Sergeant Diamond! We run into this crepe restaurant, sit down, and duck. But okay, now you've entered a restaurant, what are you going to do? So we had some lovely crepes at, was it You're Creping Me or Crepe This? It was some wordplay with the word crepe. But thank you, Sergeant Diamond. They were great crepes. It would be irresponsible of me to finish off this video without talking about the situation of homelessness in large cities like Toronto and even smaller ones like Ottawa, and also not talk about how our healthcare systems have failed people suffering with mental health, and also how our societies have perpetuated this issue in the cities that we live in. Please make sure that you find and engage with the organizations in your communities that deal with homelessness and that deal with mental health. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope you enjoyed it. And Sergeant Diamond, if you're out there, I hope you found the help that you needed and that you are feeling better. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. And for my subscribers, thank you so much. I am so in awe of you coming here and clicking that button and engaging with me. Let's have more of that banter. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comments section. Tell me what you think of Sergeant Diamond. Tell me what you would have done in a situation like this, or if you have encountered a situation like this. And as always, have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! 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 Bye!
Bye.
love you. I love you.